To check out the entire show, hit the link at the bottom of the screen. It's available exclusively on odds.com. Happy New Year's. And let's end 2020 with more money, more cash, more glory. Thanks for watching. Get paid in full. We move to 5 p.m. action. San Diego, San Francisco. San Diego 1-3 on the season, opening up conference play. The Dons opening up conference play too, sitting at 6-4. We're at the War Memorial at the Sobrato Center, San Francisco, California. At Bet365 right now, we'll shop around for whatever Max wants. We have San Francisco sitting as 13.5-point favorites. We have a total at 143.5. That's juiced to the under -120, plus 100 to the over. San Diego got a late start to their season because of COVID issues, and they have not played well, losing by an average of 14.2 points per game. They have just one player, junior guard Joey Calcaterra, scoring double digits a game. They're hitting just 38.1% from the field, coming off an 85-53 loss at UC Irvine. 53 is all they could put up. The Dons stopped their 2-game losing streak with a 68-65 win at home over Grand Canyon. Guards Jamari Bouye and Khalil Shabazz combined to average 33.2 points, 6.6 rebounds, and 6 assists a game. With their guard play, they can play with anyone. But the question is, in their front court, Max, San Diego, San Francisco, take it away.
Yeah, Jim, with the San Francisco team, they've definitely had a tough road as of late, and you can see that by the win-loss column. But this is definitely a team that is talented. They can push the tempo. They can speed you up, one of the rare teams that can do that. And with a guy that you mentioned, Jamari Bouye, this is a guy that contributes either assisting or scoring on 40% of San Francisco's buckets. So if he has a good game, San Francisco has a good game, and that usually means San Francisco wins games and covers. This is a weird game for me because a lot of people are going to look at San Diego's performance against UC Irvine and be like, well, this team doesn't have it offensively. I think that this team just played a really tough defense with a really tough front court on short notice without a lot of preparation time. And that was one of the reasons why they got beat the way that they did. I think that against San Francisco's style of defense and their size in the backcourt, where they're going to have an advantage, whether that be Frankie Hughes or Josh Paris or even Finn Sullivan, all having a couple inches on Bouye and Shabazz. I think that's going to play a factor for them. Obviously, with three-point shooting and scoring in general, you really want to only rely on Calcaterra, but this is a team that can get to the rim. I've watched Frankie Hughes play at Duquesne, and I think that he can be the X factor in this game and helping this game get over. With this San Francisco team at home, I think that this is a game that really resembles the Long Beach State game. And, Jim, you remember that game quite well. This is a spot where I'm going to get on San Francisco first half and full game, and I'm going to take the over. I think that when I look at the first half number, I think that San Francisco has a 9-point first half advantage. And I think that there's a good chance that they can be the team that maybe scores 37 to 39 points and keeps San Diego to 28 and under. This is a San Francisco team that makes 11.5 threes a game. They need to make more trips to the free throw line. The one area that I'm a little worried about, Jim, is that San Francisco, I don't know if they're not into wake and bakes and having a good time early, but they haven't played well ATS in the day. 2-5. So it's definitely a nice sample size. But I do think that this is a get-right game. This is a rivalry game. This is a California State game. And as long as San Francisco can do their job on the offensive glass, and I'm looking at frickin' Dimitri Rooney to do it, I think that this is a San Francisco team that's going to be able to get their pace, get their tempo, and score enough points to get this game over and cover this 13.5. But I will say this, Jim, before you go on. Defense in the second half will be key. If you see the defense lacking, this is a time where you look to make a live play. So obviously check me out on Twitter. I'll put something out specifically for this game at halftime if it's in that situation.
What is your range for first half action?
I would prefer something around 7 to 8.5, but I'll go as high as 9.
Okay. And let's line shop now for your full game over. It's 13.5 is the market for full game spread. Let's see what we can get you for the over here. Shopping on odds.com. All right. Not going to get help there. Let's move over to Circa. They have a full game over of 141.5. That's a nice number because that's 2 points less than Bet365's. Bet365's at 143.5, and FanDuel's at 142.5. So you have them all. 141.5 at Circa is nice. Minus 110.
Oh yeah, definitely, Jim. That's the beautiful thing about Circa. I wished I lived in Las Vegas. They're a high roller casino sports book, and that's why they're able to hang those numbers. They're not afraid, and we'll hit them.
Yeah, Las Vegas, you can bet Circa. Also Colorado. Those of you in Colorado can also use Circa over 141.5 at minus 110 at Circa. Put that there. You got the minus 13, have a minus 110 at FanDuel, and your first half range is minus 7 to minus 9.